Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going undercover, kinda. Our mission to decode friendship. But here's the twist. Our source material isn't some psychology textbook. It's, well, get this, a sample IELTS speaking test.
Now, before you think we've gone completely off the rails, hear me out.
I know, right? It sounds a little strange, but trust us.
The IELTS, for anyone who hasn't encountered it, is a test of English proficiency used all over the world for folks wanting to study or work internationally.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting, because if it's for people all over the world, the way it asks about friendship kind of reveals what's considered like universally important about friends.
It's like we're peeking into the shared understanding of friendship that crosses cultures. So, ready to be linguistic detectives with me?
Let's crack this case wide open. Part one of this test, it jumps right in asking about, your everyday experiences with friends.
Straightforward stuff. But then, boom, it hits you with this distinction between close friends and, wait for it, fair weather friends.
Ooh, yeah. Fair weather friends. Makes you think, doesn't it? About who sticks around when the going gets tough.
And of course, the speaker uses that classic phrase, through thick and thin.
Oh, totally. It's like that's the marker, right? That's what defines a truly good friend. Someone reliable, always there for you.
And that idea that dependability is key, that probably resonates across cultures. Like, it's fundamental. Having someone you can count on, like a safety net almost.
It's almost like, what's that term? Social capital.
Bingo! It's not something we think about all the time, but in this context, it fits.
Right. Social capital is like the benefits you get from having strong relationships, like an investment in your well-being almost.
And that sets us up perfectly for part two of this IELTS adventure, where our test taker gets to describe a specific friend, and the name they choose, drum roll, please, William.
William sounds like a stand-up guy already. But seriously, it's like we're listening to someone trying to ace their friendship resume.
Oh, absolutely. The adjectives come out in full force. William is the sweetest, smartest, most helpful, caring, funny, and even, get this, good-looking. Makes the list.
Talk about setting a high bar. It's like, if you're not all those things, don't even bother applying to be William's friend. But kidding aside, it really highlights the qualities people value.
It
Right?
does, yeah. And they make sure to emphasize shared interests. They specifically say, we have a lot in common and he understands me.
Makes you think, what stands out to you when you picture your closest friends? What are those must-have qualities?
It's fascinating, actually, because what they highlight here, those shared activities, the feeling of being understood, valuing similar things, it aligns perfectly with like actual research on how friendships form.
Right. We gravitate towards people who get us, who we can actually enjoy spending time with, who we can talk to about anything. It's like the foundation, the core ingredients of a strong bond. And speaking of strong bonds, this IELTS test, it takes us even deeper. We got to move on to part three, where we tackle the big picture of friendship's importance. Ready to dive in?
Let's do it. I'm curious to see where this goes.
Okay, so we're getting into the good stuff now with part three.
Hmm.
It's where this IELTS thing gets really thought-provoking. Like, they dive into how important friendships are overall, but it's not, just sunshine and rainbows. There's this back and forth between, like, the amazing stuff and the real-life stuff.
Oh, for sure. They start by talking about how supportive friends are, how they cheer you up and help in every way possible. It's like they've got your back no matter what.
Yeah. It's like having your own personal cheering section always hyping you up.
Right. You've got this built-in support system, people who actually want to see you do well.
Exactly. But then, and this is where it gets interesting, they acknowledge that, like, hey, not everything's perfect.
Yeah, they say all relationships have their ups and downs, and that sometimes even close friends, drift apart.
Whoa, yeah. Have you ever had that happen? I feel like most of us have had friendships fade over time, and it can be tricky to deal with.
Absolutely. I think what the speaker is doing here is showing us they have this nuanced understanding of friendship. It's not pretending everything's perfect. It's recognizing that relationships change.
And it's like people grow, life happens, and sometimes even if you try, friendships drift apart.
Right. And maintaining those close bonds takes effort, communication, being there for each other.
It reminds me of that quote, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Oh, I like that. And I think this IELTS test is actually really cleverly designed to, showcase that complexity.
Oh, totally. Because remember, the speaker's trying to show off their English skills, right? So
Yep.
expressing these contrasting ideas, that's key.
Exactly. It's not just saying, oh, friends are great. It's showing you can handle, complicated ideas and vocabulary.
It's all about nuance.
And this is where it gets super fascinating for us, I think. Like, amidst all this talk about the good and the bad, they drop this really powerful phrase, second family.
Well, they actually said that.
hmm They said, friends are your second family. What do you think about that?
Oh, okay. Second family is a strong statement. It's like, whoa, that's serious. It implies so much.
It's saying those friendships go way beyond, like, casual hangouts.
Right. They become this core part of your support network.
Totally. It's like, think about what family means.
Yeah, yeah.
Loyalty, unconditional love, that sense of belonging. And if we start thinking about our friends through that lens, whoa, it's different.
It changes things. Like, it implies a responsibility, right?
Yeah,
To be there for each other in this, like, deeper way, almost like you would with your actual family.
for sure. But then it also makes you wonder, is that too much pressure?
Oh, that's a good point. Like,
Yeah.
should friendships have that kind of weight on them? Don't they need space to just, be what they are?
I think it's about finding a balance. We want to value those close friendships, but not, like, suffocate them with expectations.
Right. So it's like open communication, respect. Those are crucial.
Like in any family, sometimes you're going to have those tough talks, set boundaries, let each other grow.
This is great. I love that we're getting all these insights from, of all things, an English test.
It's amazing what you find when you dig a little deeper, isn't it?
So as we start to wrap up this detective work, let's just take a minute to appreciate what we've learned.
Yeah, let's do that.
We've seen these core things about friendship that go beyond cultures, that reliability, shared interest, that feeling of truly getting each other. It's like a universal language of friendship.
Totally. And we've explored how even the closest friendships have challenges. Life happens, people change. But that phrase, second family, tells us something powerful.
Yeah, it really does.
Even with those tough times, friendships can have this incredible impact on our lives, like rivaling even family ties.
So here's a final thought for you all to ponder. If we embrace this idea of friends as family, how does it change how we approach those relationships?
Yeah, it makes you stop and think, huh, like, do we really treat our friends like family? Do we make time for them, like we would for a family dinner? Are we there for them when things get rough, like a sibling or a parent would be?
It really reframes the whole idea of friendship, doesn't it? It's not just about, having fun or common interests. It's like creating this space where you feel truly supported, understood, loved even, a chosen family.
I love that, a chosen family. And it kind of highlights how much power we have to build our own support networks. Like, we're not limited to just, the family we're born into.
Yeah.
We can build these incredible connections through friendship.
Exactly. And just like any family, those friendships need work. You got to put in the effort to stay close, to celebrate each other, to be there when things are tough, to show up authentically and let those relationships evolve. This whole deep dive is honestly giving me a new way to think about my own friends. Like the ones who feel like family, the ones I can call at 3 a.m., the ones who just get me.
It's a pretty amazing thing, right? Having those people in your life. They bring joy, support, that sense of belonging. Reminds you you're not alone in this crazy world. We're meant to connect with each other, share stuff, help each other out.
So as we wrap up our detective work for today, I just want to say, cherish those friendships.
Yeah.
Put in the effort. Celebrate the good times.
Yeah.
Work through the tough stuff. And always remember, chosen family, that's a powerful thing. Don't take it for granted.